Good evening, everyone. I have the privilege this evening of introducing you to the conductor and clinician of the 2025 Frank Ticheli High School Concert Band, Mr. Paige Howell. Paige currently serves as the director of bands at Vero Beach High School, where he has taught since 2006. Previously, Paige has served as an adjunct professor here at Indian River State College. He is the current conductor and music director of the Vero Beach Chamber Orchestra and is the conductor and founder of the Treasure Coast Wind Ensemble. He's earned music degrees from the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, as well as Louisiana State University. He's served the Florida Bandmaster Association on several committees and served our local directors as our district chairman. He's received several awards and accolades, most notably the Citation of Excellence from the National Band Association, and as recently as last week in Tampa, Florida, he earned his second Andrew Jack Crew Award from the Florida Bandmaster Association. Paige is a great person, a friend, a wonderful colleague, and a great advocate for our students and music education. Will you please help me welcome our conductor to the stage, Mr. Paige Howell.
Thank you all so much for coming to the concert this evening. That first piece that we played for you is a relatively new piece written by a very young composer named Kataj Copley. He's kind of right now like the up-and-coming, one of the up-and-coming band composers. Right now he's studying at Michigan State, and his music has been performed by the Marine Band already, and he's like 20-some years old, so very talented composer. It's a neat piece. The next piece we're going to play for you is what I call an oldie but a goodie. It's a transcription of a short set of piano pieces by what I told the kids at the time that he was alive. He was a Soviet composer, Kabalevsky, and this is his suite in minor mode. Thank you so much. The next piece that we're going to play for you is a little bit different. And the composer of it, Michael Colgrass, was a very important 20th century composer, early 21st century composer. He has written music, been commissioned to write music from all the major symphony orchestras, and wrote a number of works playable by a college band or professional band. This piece was his first ever attempt to write something for a younger band, and he had said that it was the most challenging thing he ever wrote. And so the piece is called Old Churches, and it's based off of Gregorian chant, which I told the students back in the Middle Ages, music, that's what music was. It was monks singing, and it was all one melodic line. It was eventually they figured out they could put two different lines of music together, what's called polyphony, and that blew everyone's mind. But this chant comes from before that. So the church that this piece, or the cathedrals that this piece is trying to give you an image of, it's not like Notre Dame where they did it and it's nice and bright and shiny and now clean. These are like old, like almost abandoned churches with like rusty bells. And maybe there's some people in the church, maybe there's some like birds flying around in it or something like that. And it's kind of like, it's damp and kind of very mysterious. And you can maybe still hear some of the Gregorian chant being sung in it. The percussion section, you'll see they're actually using cooking metal bowls to kind of sound like rusty bells. So we hope you enjoy Colgrass's Old Churches. Thank you so much. You can't have a band concert without a march. So here's one by Carl King, who was one of, I think, the 3 great American march composers. This is called Rifle Rangers. Thank you so much. Aren't they great? We've had just an absolutely fantastic couple of days with them. I worked them hard, and we got a lot done. If you'd heard Thursday night compared to today, it's remarkable the progress that we've made. And you know, I told them, I said, I work right up until it's time to go on stage. You know, I never believe you're done. It's just time to go perform. And they hung right with me. So they're just a great group of young people. We have one more piece to play for you, but before we do that, I want to just say a couple of things. First of all, I need to thank some people. I want to thank my friend and colleague, Dr. John Southall, for asking me to do this. Usually for this concert, I'm sitting out in the audience because I'm, you know, band director, and we bring our students to this festival every year. And so it was a treat for me to get to kind of look at it from a different angle and to actually get to work with students and work with students that are not necessary, or they're not mine, though there are a couple, or there's a few in this band that deal with me every day, and I think they've been great to get to go, you know, you get to go to an honor band, work with a conductor. Oh, wait a minute, it's my band director up there. But anyway, so thank you, Dr. Southall, and oh, there he is. So give Dr. Southall a big round of applause. I don't know if it was mentioned at the last concert. Poke your hand out here again with Dr. Southall. But Dr. Southall, I don't know if it was mentioned, he, last week at the Florida Music Education Association Professional Learning Conference, was inducted into the FMEA Hall of Fame.
Really?
I also want to thank all of the college students that have been working and helping out. And, you know, when we needed copies or music or whatever, they would run and get it. Melissa Nelson, who's Dr. Southall's right hand person, she's been great to work with. And Stephen Gavin, the Fort Pierce Central band director, was going to be our coordinator, and then he got ill. And he was able to be with us today, and he's been a great help, so thank you, Stephen, there. And then his fill-in is my dear friend, band director at Jensen Beach High School, and I want to thank Tom Dougherty for all his help this week, so give Mr. Dougherty a hand. And last but not least, you know, thank you, parents. First of all, for being here to see your students perform. One of the things that I observe in Vero is we don't. If you go to any of our concerts that we give at Vero Beach High School, there's a lot of gray hair in the audience, and it's our community that comes to our performances. But there's not enough parents that come, and you know, we host a lot of concerts, like a lot of middle school concerts at our hall, and I see parents drop kids off and not go in and see the performance. And so the fact that you're here is phenomenal. So thank you for being here and supporting your student. I told the kids today when we were giving them a little bit of a chop break, I've been going to the band room since I was in 6th grade. And, my mom was a band mom, and I would never tell her this. Actually, I still won't tell her this, but you don't know her, so you won't say anything. But when she would go to my concerts, and my mom was even the booster president, it meant a lot to me. And I would, like I said, I'm, old now, and I still wouldn't say it. So thank you, parents. Okay, we have one last piece for you. This is another oldie but goodie. Clifton Williams was one of the greatest band composers of the last century. I kind of favor to him because he studied at Louisiana State University, and so did I. But he has a deep Florida connection, and that he was at the University of Miami for a long time. And this was a piece that he wrote in the 1960s for high school band, and it's a theme and a set of variations, and it's called Variation Overture. So thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy our last piece.